What happens if you took Die Hard and you took Home Alone and you squished them together into this amalgamation of a movie? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you get the film Violent Night.
Where is it? I gotta watch.
Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video today on the channel, and today I'm going to be doing another movie review, and today, judging by my Christmas attire, I'm going to be doing a Christmas movie. But it's kind of a weird hybrid, and you're going to see. But today I will be reviewing Violent Night, starring David Harbour. This film was directed by Tommy Wirkola, and of course stars David Harbour as Santa Claus. And the plot is about Santa Claus on Christmas Day. He's delivering presents to the world, and he actually gets to a house that's in the midst of a home invasion. And he takes it into his own hands and tries to free this family of people and save Christmas. I watched this movie a couple days ago. I didn't get a chance to make a review of it, unfortunately, back then when it was first coming out. But so I'm just getting to it right now of making a review of it, because honestly, I had some thoughts about this movie that I actually did really want to share. Starting with, this movie is the perfect, corny, campy Christmas movie of the year, I think. This is definitely one of those Christmas movies that you only watch during Christmas, because it just kind of gives off that vibe, I guess you could say, even though it does a really big spin on it, making it this incredibly violent movie. But it works, and I'm going to explain to you why it works. I'm just going to give you my overall thoughts on it. First thing I want to compliment about this movie is David Harbour's performance. I love David Harbour and just about everything he's in. I love him in Stranger Things, in Black Widow. He was the only good part about it besides Yelena, but that's besides the point. I love the guy. So seeing that he was going to become Santa Claus in this movie was incredibly exciting for me, because I really like him as an actor, and he's really good here. I really enjoyed his performance. It was very funny, very likable, and it just worked, honestly. He works super well as this done with everything Santa Claus that's just trying to get through his last year. I thought it was hilarious, and I thought it was just really good casting all around. Another thing I want to say is the violence in this movie is so good. It's called Violent Night for a reason, and it pulls every punch. It's so much fun to watch. Seeing Santa Claus kill all these really bad people in these ridiculous ways was just so damn entertaining, and made for some of the funniest moments of this year, I think, in a comedy. There was just so many moments where I was just dying by the pure concept of what was unfolding on screen before my eyes, and it was amazing. It was so funny to watch, and I just had such a good time with it. And honestly, most of the time these kills look pretty good as well. Sometimes I had problems with CGI blood, and for the most part, it was okay. There's some parts where it was a little iffy, but for the most part, I thought the CGI and all the effects were actually really well handled, and the choreography especially was wonderful. And also the humor. This movie goes for a very dark humor, sort of Christmas movie, and it really works. This movie is hilarious, in my opinion. There are some jokes that don't quite land and come off as cringy, but most of the time the jokes do in fact land for me. There's a couple in the beginning that I had me dying full on. Most of them come from David Harbour, but there are little things too, just little lines that characters will say that when you think about it do give you a pretty good chuckle. And I think my favorite part is just the pure concept that Santa Claus is going through this house killing all these guards, and they're like, who is doing this? And everyone's like, it's Santa Claus. And he keeps saying he's Santa Claus, but no one believes him because it's just so absurd.
Really is the real?
No such thing as Santa. Yeah!
But when that's going on, you get all these characters, and the line delivery between all of them is actually pretty funny sometimes, and it can make for some really humorous moments that I found myself laughing at 9 times out of 10. I'll say too, the set design was okay. It's nothing to write home about, but it was a very Christmas vibe, and I'll say this about the tone. It really did feel like a Christmas movie, but I do gotta talk about some of the bad, because there is some bad things about this movie that are pretty obvious. Number one, this movie is made to be cheesy. Do not go into this movie you're actually expecting a very well written, very serious take on this. No, don't do that to yourself, because that's not what this movie was made for. And I know you can also say well, that's not an excuse if it's a bad movie, but I don't judge if it's a bad movie on if the script is not so great. I base it if I had a good time with it, and I had a really good time with it. But this is a cheesy movie. It is intentionally like that, so do not go in with super high expectations thinking that this is going to be a super serious film. I'll also say about the actors, I only think David Harbour is the only really good actor in this movie. Like, there's some lines with other characters. There's some okay performances that I won't say, because there's nothing really to write home about, but everyone is just fine in this movie except David Harbour. And honestly, that kind of disappointed me. There's a lot of moments where the acting seems a little weird, like it seems like they're underdoing it or they're overdoing it, and it just comes off as super cringy, and I hate using that word, but it's true. And it really was distracting, and it took me out of the movie a lot of the time. Like I said before also, the comedy is pretty good in this movie. I laughed a lot, and I mean a lot. There are some moments where I really just didn't find it very funny. It's more lowbrow humor, and that's okay. It just didn't really appeal to me all that much, those sort of moments. But honestly, that's my really quick review of this movie. I didn't go too much into depth because I don't really need to. All you need to know is it's a fun time, it's a fun watch, and I enjoyed myself, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's a cheesy movie, but it knows it's cheesy. It's incredibly entertaining. It just struggles in key parts of the movie that you would honestly expect this sort of a Christmas movie to fall in. Because let's be honest, not all Christmas movies are like Oscar-worthy acting. Let's be honest. But this is a good watch, and I could see myself watching this around the Christmas time pretty usually. Thank you for watching this very Christmassy episode on my channel today. If you like what you saw here, please like and subscribe down below. It shows your support to the channel. And I hope you have a great day.